Alright, we're going to start modeling this thing now. And this is part 3 of Blender Challenge 21 horror movie. And I'm doing the autopsy of Jane Doe, and I'm going to be creating this room. Sort of this room, anyhow. I'm not going to stress too much over the details, and I'm not going to do all of it, and it's not going to be exactly the same. And that's okay. I just want to create a cool autopsy room similar to this. Alright, so this is a reference image that I found on the internet, and I brought it in, and I'm looking in front ortho view, and I'm going to be creating some of this back wall, not this computer panel. I'm just basically doing the panel part and these mortuary cabinets, I guess, a couple of vents, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start by bringing in a plane, and I'm going to rotate X90. I'm going to go into wireframe, and I'm going to press S, and I want to get this, I'm looking here at this right corner here actually, and I want to get it close if I can. Press 2 for edge selection, and again I can't see perfectly, so I'm just going to sort of wing it when I'm not sure. Pull that up to about, let's see, now I can't tell, is that a shadow? Yeah. No. I'm going to bring it down to there and assume that that's a little bit of paneling there. That's going to continue around the room. Alright, I'm going to go Control R, and now what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to move the reference image so that my edge shows up pretty much in the middle. I also want to move that back. Alright, I'll start with that. Come in here, with Control B, pull out to make that panel there. That protrudes. I'm going to have one here. I'll do that. I believe there's one down here. I'm just looking at those vents to try and get this centered. Something like that. Try that now. I'll put that right there. So I can have those areas. And then let's drop one there, one there. Just gonna try to get these now. Let's see how this goes if I grab these. I'm looking at the black areas and behind. Okay, let's switch to face selection. Grab that. I'm going to pull this over. I'm looking at these panels as well. I'll leave that. And pull that over. I think I'm going to go with that pretty much. I'm going to go up to there. And I'm going to come down to about there. No, I'm not. I'm going to come down further to there. The paneling is this, this, and this. Okay, that part I'm going to extrude forward. And then I'm going to delete these faces here. Okay. And then I believe I'm going to have these sections here. And I'm going to extrude those back a little ways, not too much. Right away I'm going to put on a bevel. And cavity shader to help me out. And in the bevel under geometry, I'm going to change this here to arc. Okay. Okay, at this point, I may go in and just adjust this stuff. And just play around with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm all right with that. And then I'm going to come in here. Let's do there. Where does that end? Is it there? I can't tell exactly. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to extrude that back a little ways as well. All right, let's save that. So that's the basic idea of what I'm going to do. Okay. So let's now do the vent. Okay. I think I'll take this face here, Shift D, pull it out, P to break it out. I'm just scaling it. Go for about that size. And press I to inset. I'm not really looking at the diagram now, or the reference image right now. I'm going to delete those faces, select there, and I'm going to extrude backwards. Let's focus on that. Delete those faces. Select there, E and S. I'm going to come out, E, and I'm going to come back like that. Okay, now I'm in edge selection. I'm going to Shift Alt and click those edges, and Control B. So I'm doing a bevel manually, even though there's a bevel on it. I don't think I really need to do one here in the middle there. I'm just going to do this. Worry about more shading stuff later. I might drop an edge loop in here. Yeah, like that. Okay, I'm going to select it and Shift S cursor to select it to bring my 3D cursor there. And I'm going to bring in a plane, scale it down, scale that in the Y. I'm going to extrude up like this. And in face selection, I'll select there, and I'm going to scale in the Z to sort of pinch it down. I'm going to get rid of the back face, and I'm going to scale this in the Y. And in edge selection, I'm going to select that edge and this edge. Actually, hang on. Let's get rid of these faces here. Okay, now I'm going to select those two edges. And I'm going to Control B up in a bevel. Like that. I'll scale them in the Y again a bit more. Pull it back. Bring it up. I'm going to add an array in the Z. Pull that down a bit. Get rid of the X. And actually, just before I do that, I want to rotate this in the X and sort of have it angling down. Let's try a bunch of these. See what that looks like. Basically what I'm going to go for, so I'm going to apply the array and I'm going to Control J and join these. Not sure what I'm going to do at the back of this, so we'll see. Let's see if I'm close to the diagram. I can't really tell, but it looks okay to me. So I'm going to select that and Shift D. I'm going to put one in the middle here. Okay. Shift D. I'm going to put another one over here. That's okay. And I think there's some here as well. Now in the end, of course, I'm going to texture these. I'll probably delete everything but one. But for now, I'll put them in. Okay. So this one, because of the indent, is going to have to go back further. Let me go off the diagram. So let's just get these roughly centered. Let's make sure our polys are facing the right way. Yes, they are. Let's do that for the moment. Okay. All right, let's go with that. All right, let's see where I am. Okay. Let's bring in a plane. That's about the size that I want anyhow. I can figure out how to make it more central if I want. So I'm going to give this some thickness here. And I think I'm going to do this. Actually, I do it on the other side. And then I can rotate this around. Make some kind of like a little bit of a seal on there. even just that much. And select these edges. Give them a bit of a bevel here. And that's going to be the front. That's the back. Probably don't need to bevel that, but I'm going to do it anyhow. Let's take this whole thing, rotate Z 180. So imagine that's in there. Let's do this. Let's take this space, copy it, break it out, extrude it through there. So I have just that. And drag it around here, make some holes in this, and then I'll center my doors up relative to that. Somewhat relative to that. Alright, so I got some of those there. And there we go. Add a boolean and drag it to the top and do this. I'm going to come in here now and I'm going to select the outer edges of these. Okay. And there's my door. We'll just leave it like that for now. We'll just work on this door here. That's good enough for now. Okay, so far so good.